Hello, welcome to Monday Night Bloodbath, episode 34, I believe it is. I think last week was 33. That would make this one 34, the Thanksgiving edition. With, if you notice the title, Happy Thanksgiving, help yourself to a side of World War III.
I'll take the cranberry sauce and a side of World War III, please.
Yeah. Personally, it's a topic that I don't want to talk about. I'd rather stick my head in the sand and just pretend like nothing's happening. You know, how do you guys feel about that whole situation and its developings?
Sticking your head in the sand reminded me of that episode of South Park when they literally buried their heads in sand so they could just ignore the world's problems.
Yeah.
It was on my bingo card. Like I said, I thought we were, stuff was starting to calm down, but it is what it is.
I can't say that I'm surprised because, with how insane they are, it's like if they're, know they're going to lose the election, they're probably going to pull some craziness before, the peaceful transfer of power and just leave the world in utter ruin. So they'd be like, see, he can't fix anything. It's like, yeah, because you royally screwed everything up beyond fixing.
Oh yeah. The left is done this before. I think when Bush was taking office after they were taking all the buttons off the computer so that they couldn't write his name or something. They always do shit.
I've not heard of that, but
sticky shit. So I as we've gone progressively more and more in our own parties, I'm not surprised that goes to, hey, let's just fuck everything up across the country before he gets into office.
Huh. Kel says you can't chat this word and this word at the same time. It's interesting.
That reminds me of something else you can't say in chat at the same time.
Hold on,
I was trying to say that fat, ugly British dude, and it refused to let me say it.
Wait, what?
A couple months ago, I was in chat. I was trying to say something about that fat, ugly British dude, and it refused to let you guys see what I was typing until I split it up into each word into a separate comment.
There's so many fat, ugly British dudes.
I do remember something like that. I do remember something like that happening. I can't remember who it was you were talking about.
It was right after the assassination attempt in Pennsylvania, and there was this ugly fat British dude was interviewing someone on site. It's like, why is a fat ugly British dude in interviewing this person? And it would not let me comment that.
I remember that.
More like, who are you talking about?
It was just some BBC reporter.
Yeah, I was like, why is a BBC reporter here reporting about this?
Because it's funny. U.S. election affects the entire world.
Yeah, because Kay was on Side Scroller saying she was talking about how Rumble still won't let you say certain words. YouTube won't let you do either. Just they're more subtle about it.
They're more weird about it. You can say some pretty nasty stuff in YouTube. It just shows up in live chat, right?
Yeah, but my example, it didn't show up in any chat. It showed up on mine.
Yeah,
but then no one else could see it.
Yeah, have a weird algorithm that fishes out anything that might be seen as racial.
Yeah, they'll do that all the time. That's happened to me a dozen or so times. I spit comedy gold there in the chat and fucking I'm all like, geez, they didn't notice it. And then I go in the stream, go back and I'm all, fuckers can't see it. Fuck you.
Yeah. Yep.
Hail Dom H. I know you're having a rough week having to take a loss to Dermy of all people. I'm sorry.
Oh, what happened?
Fantasy football stuff.
Oh,
he's getting
sports ball.
He's getting creamed by Dermy this week. And yes, I chose that statement intentionally.
And what? Hello, Kel.
So before we get into the World War III stuff, there's something else that's been going on. Now, did you have Wrong Think last week?
Yes, we did.
Did you talk about Nancy Mace?
No, I don't believe we did.
Okay, so this has been going on for the past week or so. I'm not gonna play this video. Everyone's probably seen it. Representative Nancy Mace is out there saying she wrote a bill that's going to prevent the
Men pretending to be women.
Yeah,
men
going in
pretending to be
bathrooms.
women from using the bathroom in the Capitol building was the first bill. And now I don't know if she's finished it, but she said she's making a second bill that's going to keep men pretending to be women out of all federal bathrooms. And then after the first bill, this loon came out and said that he was going to grab her hair and bash her head into the floor until the blood's everywhere.
Oh, I did see that.
So he's only kind of like proving why she doesn't want dudes pretending to be women in the bathrooms. I do have a problem with all of this. Is one, it started with just the Capitol bathrooms, right? The buildings and the bathrooms that are just in the Capitol. I'm like, fuck you, dude. Stand on what you mean. Like this is kind of lame. Like you're only like, what about the rest of this country?
Yeah,
and like I don't think you could federally make that a rule. Maybe you can. I don't know. I don't like the idea of the government being able to do it, but I think because I've also gotten 2 text messages from Nancy Mace over the last week asking for money, I think she's full of shit.
Yeah, I think it'd have to be done at a state level. In fact, I'd prefer to be done at a state level, just like most things. But yeah, I should have the first bill should have been all government-run buildings. Where they can affect it. She should have put that forward first. But maybe she was testing the water. Maybe that's what it was. She's all like, if I can get this bill passed, then maybe the bigger bill will pass.
I think she's taking advantage of momentum.
Yeah,
from a political standpoint, and not necessarily political, but like a fundraising standpoint.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's any politician. They never miss a chance to try to gain your pocketbook.
Yeah, like I've seen some of the stuff. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, stuff that she said in different hearings and stuff. And she's got all the great sound bites. I don't know what she's actually done for us, but everyone is out there kind of kissing her ass because she is pushing this message, which is cool. It's nice to see people standing up to this and doing all that, but also fuck politicians.
Well, it could be that the Republicans are like already thinking of the next election and they're like trying to groom her to be like, look, she's female and like Trump. And
you know what? Someone said that I don't want another person like Trump. I want someone to be themselves. Let's get that out there first off. Like nothing against Trump. There can only be one. You know what I mean?
There can be only one Trump. There's a meme for you.
There can only be one.
But seriously, there can only be one. You're not ever going to get another one.
Oh, absolutely.
So I don't want someone out there trying to be a Trump. I also don't want someone out there trying to be like this huge anti-woke thing, because that gets old as fuck too. Like those shows that come out there and like, we're anti-woke, and all their jokes are like on the nose.
Yeah,
and like
lame.
No, stop. Let's just be fucking original, man. Let's just be new and fucking authentic.
Yeah, like that cartoon one they tried to push out not too long ago. That was with the dude and he's all in rainbow and shit, and the dude drinking anti-woke beer and
yeah.
You're right. It's the problem is I think especially this time around the Republicans have realized that they've lost their base type of thing. Like I said, they lost me, especially. I was going away from them for a long time, but especially when they didn't stand by Trump in the last thing. I think this time they've kind of starting to get the point, and just like any politician, they're going to try, instead of realizing where they went wrong, and they're just going to try to use it to their advantage. So yeah, I do think this next election, you're going to have the whole Republican Party all of a sudden try to use that to their advantage. They're all going to try to tailgate on him and see if they can get that vote. Because the wake up call that the left got, that he got not only as many states as he did, but the popular vote too. The same message went to the Republicans, that he got the popular vote, which means that's what the people want. And I think you're going to see a lot more of these old school Republicans who've been like, oh, Trump, he's such a bad man. And, just dickheads are going to all of a sudden start talking like Trump and trying to be Trump because they're always thinking of their next election.
Yeah. We don't need another fucking Trump. Just be, look, it's, if anything, what this last election did prove is that people want authenticity. That's what the podcast election means. It's not only was he out on the internet doing the thing, he was out there just being himself. Him and JD Vance were out there being themselves and just, shooting the shit with random people about not necessarily everything political. And people want authenticity. Also, I didn't know if that cartoon was a Daily Wire show or not. I just saw it on Twitter.
Yeah, what's up, Carl? Yeah, I just pulled it up because I was like, what was that called? It was called The New Norm, and yeah, it was from Daily Wire. Right. Yeah. And it returns next Tuesday, in case you're anxiously awaiting the return of the show. And on IMDb, it currently sits at a 1.1 out of 10. The lowest it can be is 1. You can't go below 1, and it's got a 1.1.
Yeah, it looked pretty awful. I don't want there to be another Trump either, but I do want them to try to pull the best stuff out of Trump. Like you said, the authenticity. I hope they do get more authentic and stop being so fake and bullshitty. I hope they do start delivering on promises, which is another thing Trump does. I want them to take the good message from Trump. They don't have to be bombastic. They don't have to be, a firebrand like him necessarily, but take the good things that people really love about Trump. A
backbone is important.
Yeah, another huge thing. And start doing that. Stop being this fake politician. I would love that, but we'll see. I think they'll try, since they getting a backbone it takes a little more balls. I think they're going to try to go for the firebrand side of it, and they're just going to sit there and say, I'm going to say this and, cause controversy, but I don't care because I'm, and that's the message they'll take from me, even though that's the wrong message. It shouldn't be that, like you said.
Yeah. I don't know who they're going to run. I have no idea. At this point, I think it's obviously JD Vance is the favorite. Just because, has there ever been a vice president that campaigned as well as he did? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just talking to, I don't think it was on, it had to have been someone in person. I was talking to someone in person this weekend because it wasn't on a stream, because this is the only stream I talk politics. I don't wear black pills now if you're going to be disappointed. This weekend about how he essentially came out of nowhere, and I knew nothing about him, but after seeing his campaign, I'm like, I am all on board for this guy. I love this guy.
Well, and so Kel here, with a little bit more experience than even myself, says we need to have more black pills. We're going to be disappointed. He's absolutely right. JD Vance could have just came in, and he could actually be part of the deep state, because he was a strong anti-Trumper when he got his start. So it could be anything. And actually, I did see a rumor that the Democrats are going to try and do Tim Walz again as the actual president. But like I said, it's 4 years away. All of this is just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks.
I hope they do.
Yes, please do.
Yeah.
Who would be worse between him and Kamala?
Well, at least Kamala, they can sit there and they try to pull the, first vote, first woman, first black woman, blah, blah, blah. If they run another old white guy, they lose that part, and he can't pull in anybody. He is the most
Kamala's
unlikable
toast.
shit, man.
I think Kamala's political career is toast.
Oh yeah, no, she's definitely not running again.
They're talking
I'll
about
say that
making
right
her
now.
governor of California or whatever. I don't think so.
Making her
Do you
governor,
think-
wouldn't she still
okay.
have to run for that too?
No,
So,
we just
okay,
make people stuff now.
California is
I mean,
pretty
they rigged
retarded.
the recall election for Newsom, so might as well
California
just do
is
it for
pretty
her.
retarded, but do you think that she could convince them to vote for a loser?
No,
there's a lot of
no,
stupid people here.
No, because like I said, they always tried to prop her up as California loves her and stuff. No, because her record here was atrocious.
I don't think
She was a horrible state's attorney. She was what she did to black dudes and keeping them in jail to fight fires and yeah, no.
But she prosecuted transnational gangs, devil.
Well, the thing is, they don't have to remember because those guys are fully willing to come out and say it. With the presidential election, they obviously didn't get any airtime. But I bet you if they were here in California, I bet you would have ads all the time of these black dudes going, "Yeah, dude, I was supposed to be paroled. I was model inmate, did all this good stuff, and then my parole was pulled, and they sent me to fight fires for the state instead."
Yeah, just because I had a fucking ounce of weed on me.
Yeah, exactly. As Kamala was listening to Snoop Dogg and smoking
Tupac,
the Indo,
So, and Carl has a point here. They did vote for Adam Schiff again and Nancy Pelosi again, who has already filled out her paperwork for the next representative election.
Nancy Pelosi owns that seat. The way she's got that rigged, like the people who vote for her and stuff, it's all her friends. It's all the people she cocktail parties with and shit. So that she'll never get voted out because they're like, oh, we're gonna go to Nancy's next week for mimosas. The freaking all these rich liberal assholes who are in the Bay Area. She's never gonna lose that seat.
Kel, if Kamala did this, he says Kamala is going to retire to Nevada and open her own mouth massage parlor. If she did this, she would be worth more than the Obamas in 5 years.
I wouldn't let that girl anywhere near my fucking junk, man. I mean, I guess there's that nostalgia going, yeah, she used to run for president, now she's polishing my brick. But hell no, I don't want her nothing.
Well, no. But
here to stay
it doesn't. You don't even have to like get her, right? She's just the whatever
madam?
They call them, the madam, yeah.
Madam.
But like, and puts her name like Kamala's hose or whatever. Like, I don't know. Like,
no, because her fucking brothel would be run by like DEI, so they'd all be these ugly chicks and no one else wants. But it's like these 700 pound
need loving too, man.
I just ain't paying for it, Like, I'm sorry.
Dude,
if I'm gonna put money out for it,
what have
better
we
be
learned in the last 5 years? There are some fucking weirdos out there, man.
If it's a free blow job, my standards are a lot lower. But yeah, if I'm actually dishing out money, I want something a little higher than.
I'm not saying you would go,
ghetto.
But there are plenty of other people who would probably go. Also, the meme. She'd be leaning into the meme. People love that shit.
I shouldn't say ghetto when I look
self-aware enough to lean into a meme.
No,
when I'm dressed like this, I look like some vato, like I like with this shirt. Do the what is it? Is it called the Crip Walk? Where they like,
Oh yeah, elbows up.
Yeah, elbows up. What?
Carl, did you see the?
That's a different story. AOC and Boebert.
AOC and Boebert.
Oh God, that one where
Let me pull. I've got that in the chat somewhere here.
Now see, AOC is one of those ones. I hate her politics. I hate her voice. I genuinely hate the majority of stuff about her. But goddamn, like just straight hate bang the hell out of her.
No argument here.
This could save the world. Where is it?
See,
dear Lord.
You see, I think this would definitely bring about some peace talks in Ukraine and in Palestine. I think we would see a lot of unity in the world if we got this.
Yeah. There's a couple limbs I would let them take to be in that sandwich.
And whenever I share the Brave browser, everything goes to shit with my audio. So hopefully it's all better.
Audio sounded fine the whole
Not
time.
bad.
Okay. Well, you guys were all crackly on my end.
Oh, you were good on our end.
Yeah.
So earlier, Nerdy Neo brought up international gangs or whatever.
Yo, Paul.
And we do have some news involving that. The Mexican president folding after just one phone call with Trump. He said he was going to put the cartels on the terror list and all of these things. So I figured we'd go through this and see what she's got to say. Sorry, it's a Gateway Pundit article, so the ads are terrible. So the spark of resistance is officially gone, as at least one foreign leader already appears to be folding after just one phone call with President-elect Donald Trump. I hate SEO.
Oh, search engine.
Oh,
optimization.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum is signaling that significant policy changes are on the table just days after post-election day congratulatory call to the U.S. president-elect. Trump reportedly shattered the cordial call by bringing up the most pressing issue on the USA-Mexico relations and a lengthy border between our two countries and the unacceptable state of it. Meaning he's like, what are you going to do about all this fentanyl and sex trafficking and everything coming through here? According to Fox News Digital, Sheinbaum is that how you say it? Sheinbaum? I don't know. It's a Mexican president with a Jewish last name. What's that?
This is the first time I've ever heard his name or seen it spelled, so I have no idea.
It is a she, legitimately.
Her.
So there's that.
Okay.
Yes. Is considering the adjustment in direct response to the incoming Trump administration. Okay, say something. In a recent press conference, the Mexican president gave assurances that the nation's sovereignty would not be lost while maintaining a positive relationship with Trump. Well, that's curious. I wonder what they consider Mexican sovereignty with the cartels pretty much running everything out there. The policy changes could be expected across multiple sectors as America's relationship with Mexico is more complicated than border security issues alone. Mexico's economy, while historically not the most robust, stands to lose in a big way. Tariffs floated by Trump would target Mexican exports. The automotive industry alone and an important sector of the country could be among the most bloodied. So he was talking about how they're building that giant car factory out there. And hello, Carl.
Hello, boys.
So, but
What's
Trump,
up?
one of Trump's things that he was talking about on the campaign was about how like they've got this massive car factory out there, and supposedly since like some of the polls were saying he was going to win, they've stopped building it, and so that would be interesting to see what happens with that.
I bet the phone call between her and him ended up like he was by the end he sounded like Les Grossman, like he's just all like, I will fuck you up.
I was like,
F your own face.
I got a special set of skills.
I would like to know what he. I would like to have these phone calls recorded and so we could hear them. But
oh yeah,
national security and all that. Also, he's not supposed to be really talking to people and like.
No, not yet. I don't think. Well, is he? Because I know there's that whole thing where you the same thing they hit what's his name for last time they were trying to get him
Flynn,
on. Yeah,
and Manafort and all that.
Logan Act.
Yeah, but the incoming president, isn't he exempt from that? Isn't it just he can't have anybody talk on behalf?
You know what?
Of
that's an interesting question, because if you pay attention to what happened during Trump's last presidency, in the beginning, he was going around and visiting all the world leaders. And about a week or two, well, actually, preemptively or after Trump visited them, Obama seemed to have visited those exact same leaders, either a week before or a week or two after. and nothing ever came up about Obama doing that.
Yeah. You got to imagine. Could you imagine if Obama tried to do that this time? Tried to use his influence. That everyone has to realize he ain't got none no more. How much weight did he put behind Kamala, and it didn't do a damn thing.
You know what? That's a good point. People might not even care to talk to him unless he's got something to grease some palms.
I don't know. His support for Kamala was like very last minute anyway. Did he really even care? It felt like he was just finally like, okay, fine. It's like 6 a.m. Let's just get it out there, Michelle.
It did kind of feel like it was not exactly what they wanted to do, but he was a dick about it too.
Yeah.
Telling, like, he essentially, I can't remember his words, but he essentially said, if you don't vote for Kamala, you're not black.
Yeah, and then like a week prior, I don't know how politics got so toxic.
Yeah. It was you, bro. You started this
And then a week later in Milwaukee, very fine people on both sides at the rallies with the KKK members.
Oh yeah, he did pull that old trope out there. Fine people on both sides.
On behalf of Illinois, I apologize for everything.
You should. How much have you looked into his rise?
Oh, you know what is a really good interview? Listen to the Tucker Carlson, Rob Blagojevich interview.
Is that the guy who went to jail?
Yeah, he's the former governor.
Yeah. He's got a lot of interesting things to say about old Barry. Mm-hmm. Definitely recommend that interview. I bet with Tucker, it's probably even better.
Yeah, it's actually really good.
There was something else I was going to say about Illinois. Oh, are they really going to make a new Illinois?
No. Let's be honest here too, because this is kind of like the whole greater Idaho initiative too. Do you remember seeing that stuff?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm still hoping for it. What are you talking about?
I mean, yeah, but it's not going to happen. Like, the only reason that it happened with Virginia and why we have a West Virginia is because of Virginia seceding from the Union.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing that held it up was all the counties voted yes except for 2. There were 2 counties. Both of them, I think, have colleges in them. Go surprise. And they were the only 2 holdups. So they're actually trying to see if they can make it where those 2 stay as part of Oregon, and the part that wants to get out of there, it can. Like I said, it's a long shot, I know, but I'm hoping out for that, because if that can happen, just maybe the state of Jefferson will pull through. I know it's been 40 years, but we're still holding on.
So you're saying there's a chance?
You know what? I think we should do it. I think we should do it and give them Puerto Rico. They can have their fucking Puerto Rico, make that a state.
Well, they're going to want DC too then.
No.
DC, just because that's supposed to be all federal anyways.
Yeah, the government doesn't care. You know this.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to invade and overthrow countries, but we do it anyway because it's fun.
Well, okay, but we still try to maintain.
That's why we don't call it a war. We call it a police action, okay?
I know. Oh my God. We still try to maintain the Swiss cheese of Constitution we still have.
It all depends on the cycle of the year, I guess you could say.
So I'm trying to remember why I brought this up, but there was something about the cartels in this article, but I'm not seeing it. The nature of the situation is clear to at least some Mexico's politicians. Claudia Sheinbaum's administration will have to reinforce the security strategy on the southern border by deploying the National Guard and strengthening the presence of the National Migration Institute. How about you stop them when they come across your southern border, Mexico? Because most of them are not coming from Mexico. They're coming through Mexico.
Yeah. This is...
because out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
Because Mexicans don't like Venezuelans.
Do they like anybody?
No.
I didn't think so.
Not really.
They also like to divide themselves up into like 3 types of Mexicans: the desert Mexicans, the jungle Mexicans, and the city Mexicans.
So it's like Avatar. There's
Kinda.
different types of the
Kinda. This is how it was explained to me. It's like there's the like different parts of Mexico. It's kind of like the United States, you know.
They,
So I was going through this, and then I also saw this today, and I was curious if you guys buy it. I'm gonna turn the volume down on this because it's just probably some sort of copyrighted music. Oh no, share this. Do you guys buy this? It says, I decided to deport myself before Donald Trump does.
no.
I don't believe it either.
He's going home for a vacation or some shit. He'll be back. He deporting shit.
I mean, they've posted another thing too today about the Haitians leaving Springfield.
Yeah, right. Where are they going?
I don't know. Somewhere that isn't Springfield.
This is one of those virtue signals. Is just like when last time Trump won, when you had all those people saying they're gonna leave the country, and they would be seen there going, and they're showing they're like purchasing a plane ticket, and they're all like, I'm gonna hit purchase, and I'm going because I don't want to be part of this racist country no more. They're still here.
Well,
It's same thing
with them
here.
saying they're going to leave
Yeah.
Twitter when Elon took over, and there's
Some of them did. It's called Blue Sky now.
So
in like a week.
I have questions.
Sure.
Most of these people come here without anything to their name, and this guy's leaving with a car.
Yeah.
He's
Did
not
you
on the
s-
back of a burro.
Did
I
you
mean,
steal
he's
the
fucking-
car? Like,
They kidnapped the kids in the back too.
Yeah.
is that money that the government gave you so you could afford the car?
It's like that scene in Super Troopers. Do you boys like Mexico?
yeah.
I need to watch
Woo!
it again. And then they're all on shrooms and everything as well.
Oh man,
That was so good.
I would appreciate
That's one of the
shit out
best
that.
openings to any movie.
I love it.
That
Like, it
Super
would-
Troopers opening.
At first, I'd be scared out of my mind, but then afterwards, I would appreciate shit. I'd be like, "That's actually really cool. Thank you for really
Thank you
making
for
my
fucking
night,
with me,
officer."
You
Can I
scared me
go home
straight,
now?
sir.
Why is this pulled up? That's not. Oh, this. There it is. Okay. What else do we got here? Oh, and then there's this. Rand Paul had something to say about the deportation stuff and the resistance.
Resistance.
You know, you've got all these governors out there, and even earlier today, the mayor of Tucson saying we're going to work against the deportation efforts.
Such idiots.
And we've got California is supposedly threatening police officers' pensions if they help with any sort of deportation efforts.
Here's
I
the
have
thing.
not heard that, but
They can sit there and say that they won't help the federal government. The problem they have is if they interfere with federal officers, they can be arrested. It's stupid. You start interfering with it, Trump would have every right to freaking put you in cuffs. You can sit there and say, I'm not going to devote California or whatever state resources to rounding up and working with the federal government. Fine. Okay, we already have that with these sanctuary city bullshit. But the second you think you're going to start interfering with that, you're crossing lines that you're getting to where you can be arrested.
If I may say, I do think that the liberals really shot themselves in the foot with the
both feet.
lawsuits against Texas and Arizona for border security.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's like we're threatening your pension if you do your job, not if you don't do your job. It's like it should be the other way around.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess actually, I don't know if this happened in California, but I believe Oregon finally started arresting people for petty theft.
California just voted for that proposition to increase penalties for stealing.
Yeah, and it's pissed Newsom off so bad. Like because that was his baby.
I
He
didn't
put
look into
forward-
that, but I remember seeing it on the ballot. I'm like, yeah. So
Yeah.
that passed. Excellent.
Yeah, he put forward. He put it was his legacy kind of thing. He was the one who put it in place, and he was all so when it came up, he's all like, we can't do this as Californians. And he's, pleading with the people to save his legacy. And it voted like 75% or something vote to repeal that and put back in place punishments. And he was pissed because it shows that he's losing
that
people.
Piece of crap.
All the effort he put into it. They were literally calling people, trying to like make deals, like backdoor deals with politicians to support it and take away their support and all this stuff. He was putting all his effort into that. And he couldn't get it done, and he lost by 70% of the vote like that. He was pissed.
Should have been higher.
I hate to see it.
Yeah, should have been 100% with how bad the state's gone.
Well, because it drives away businesses. It really hurts the the mom and pop shops, because they're the ones that are going to be affected the most. It's like the BLM riots, it's all over again.
Major corporations too. Walmart and CVS are closing down.
It hurts everyone.
Oh yeah,
Walgreens.
exactly.
Yeah,
but you got to use the liberal argument when you talk to a liberal. Like, it's affecting people of color the most, because where's more of the crime going to happen to?
I don't know if that argument works anymore, because they spent an entire summer burning down each other's businesses.
Actually, to be honest, it hurt big box stores more than small mom and pop shops, because that's where the people were stealing from. They could get more than a small store and stuff. The problem is it hurts those communities the most when they do that, because they can't afford to shop at the mom and pop stores, because mom and pop stores have to charge more. They don't get the kind of amount of money that Walmart does because of their big locations. So actually driving Walmart and Walgreens and all those things out of those communities, because they can't afford to be there if they can't make a profit, because they're just getting robbed.
Driving Walmart out of a poor community is possibly the worst thing you could do.
Yeah,
but it's driving away where people can get their medications and everything. Yeah. That's what matters more.
Yeah.
Yep. And all three of those are pharmacies. You're absolutely right.
So then that single mother with 3 kids and 12 baby daddies can't fucking get not only her prescription, she can't get freaking food at a reasonable cost. I mean, even now Walmart is expensive, but here in town we have Walmart, we have Rayleigh's. Rayleigh's is almost double the price of the Walmart stuff. So if that happens and you're living on a really small budget, it's so stupid. He essentially allowed these impoverished communities to hurt themselves.
I love these stores in like San Francisco went to. There's literally nothing in the store; it's just empty. You walk up to the giant iPad like they're doing at fast food restaurants. You order what you want, and they'll bring it out to you in order to prevent the theft. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, we got that stuff in Chicago too. Like the Magnificent Mile isn't so magnificent anymore.
Oh, Chicago, dude! Your mayor freaking seen there saying, "What we're gonna do is we're gonna start up government-run stores." I'm all like,
because government does that stuff the best.
Yeah.
Listen, Chicago has picked like 2 losers back to back. It's impressive.
Well, it's only 2.
Well, here's the thing. I always tell people when we talk about Chicago, I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of corruption here, but like before I could walk around like drunk out of my mind, like in quote unquote the bad neighborhoods. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
And then like, I joke with people all the time. I was like, man, I miss Rahm Emanuel, and I didn't like Rahm Emanuel,
Because at least you had much lower chance of getting shot.
Yeah, like they weren't carjacking you as badly as they were now. They weren't just like homeless people everywhere building shanty towns. Like, I swear to God, I've never seen shanty towns in Chicago until like Lightfoot and Johnson's administrations.
I think every major city in America has those now.
Probably
because we've got them here.
Yeah, it's disgusting. I've never seen a city so trashed in my life. I'm 33 years old. Okay, I have friends that live in Chicago. I spend weekends there. My family, grew up there. I know where all the fun stuff is in Chicago, and I've never seen a city this disgusting until COVID and Lightfoot's administration, and it just has gotten worse.
Paul here is saying Beetlejuice was preferable to this guy, but didn't Beetlejuice kind of lay the groundwork for this guy?
He is like her 2.0.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
like her big plan was like, we're going to sue the gangs, and his big plan was like, we're going to sue the car manufacturers for making it easy to steal the cars because they're all stupid.
Retarded.
And
Yeah,
even
right.
worse is the people he's like hiring to work in his administration. One of them just got booted for anti-Semitism too.
He's the T1000. He's the upgraded version.
Yes, he's the liquid version of Lightfoot.
But
and who is it that we're talking about?
Mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson.
Brandon. Okay.
Here in LA is really bad with the homeless. Like literally, they're starting to build like multi-story box hovels and shit. Like they're starting to like, it's getting crazy. Some of the footage you've seen, and now they're pushing back on it. Supposedly, they're going to start actually not letting them do that. But yeah, for a while there, you were seeing pictures where they were like literally getting wood and starting to build shit around.
They had like air conditioners and everything. I was like, damn, these guys are living better than me. All right.
They've been doing that in Portland forever.
One of the hills out back of the town is where all the homeless here from the town live. And there was a fire like, I think a week and a half ago. They actually set the damn hillside on fire, and it pissed everyone off because it's California. A small fire can get out of hand, and next
could
thing
turn
you know,
it on the state.
Yeah. And they're up there they're stealing propane tanks from all the gas stations, all the places where you can fill them. They cut into the actual cage that they're in and get propane tanks and take them up there to do their cooking. And yeah, they're irresponsible. And
what are they cooking?
I got a question though. Have you considered that you're just a bigot?
Oh, I am.
Oh,
I mean, at least that's what my tattoo says on my back.
He's not just a bigot; he is a privileged bigot.
Ah, yes, you're a white male, heteronormative oppression.
Yeah, I just missed that Christian thing, because they don't want me.
He has
a
a
devil thing. But otherwise,
but seriously though, what do you think they're cooking with all that propane?
Meth.
Yep. That's
murders, of course.
That's why they burned down that forest. Let's see what Rand Paul's got to say about all these deportations.
To think otherwise.
Yes, let's hear about my favorite senator.
For all of you guys after this.
Sure.
The mayor of Denver, if he's going to resist federal law.
Wait, can you pause this real quick there, Static?
Yeah.
Doesn't he look like Glenn Greenwald a little bit? Don't they kind of look alike?
I'm pulling up a picture.
I always just kind of go like Glenn Greenwald is actually a Paul.
He's got multiple personalities.
No, he's just there. He's just a gay son of Rand Paul, and he just doesn't want to take ownership.
Honestly, I think Glenn Greenwald kind of looks a little bit more like Scott Baio.
I got to pull this up.
Scott Baio.
Well, names I've heard, but I don't know.
Charles in Charge?
Yeah, I know who he is. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know if I'd put that.
I always think he looks like a Paul.
Is it just that picture makes him look a lot like Scott Baio?
No, there's a few of them. But so this guy, personally, I think Rand Paul had plastic surgery. I think he's had some work done.
I don't know. His father aged pretty well.
He did. And not to go on another tangent, but it looks, God, I really hope we get that Ron Paul win this year. I want Doge to do some shit. So
it's happening.
Yeah. I need the Ron Paul meme in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So this
sorry for distracting.
No, it's all good. I love it. Rand Paul talking about what the Denver mayor just said about her resisting deportation.
The Denver mayor's a guy.
Shenanigans.
That the mayor of Denver, if he's going to resist federal law, which there's a long-standing history of the supremacy of federal law, if he's going to resist that, it will go all the way to the Supreme Court. And I would suspect that he would be removed from office. I don't know whether or not there'd be a criminal prosecution for someone resisting federal law, but he will lose. And people need to realize that what he is offering is a form of insurrection, where the states resist the federal government. Most people objected to that and rejected that long ago. So I think the mayor of Denver is on the wrong side of history, and really I think will face legal ramifications if he doesn't obey the federal law. That the mayor of Denver.
So he's thinking that there might actually be legal issues for the people
Oh,
that are resisting federal law.
I definitely think so, because I think this time Trump's not going to have any holdups. I think
Oh, you don't think
whoever
he's going to have any impeachment hearings on his ass?
No, I think they'll fail once again. He'll probably get about 12 of them this time. It doesn't fucking matter. They can sit there and he's a 14-time impeached president. Doesn't fucking matter, does it?
Yeah, it doesn't.
He still made his 2 terms. But no,
And-
I think whoever he puts in is the attorney general. I think he would be like, yeah, prosecute him, go for it. So yeah, I would love to see them cuff him or whoever the hell it is, drag their ass out of the office and take them into custody.
Frog walk him.
Yep.
And I heard that some of the trials that they brought against Trump, now that he won, they're just dropping those. So
Yeah.
They've pretty much all been dropped.
Yeah.
The New York one is the only one left, I believe,
It's suspended basically.
which has been suspended indefinitely. And Joe from Jersey, that lunatic blonde woman on Twitter, she's all like, Mueller didn't say he was innocent, and they listed all the lawyers. It's like, how can he keep getting away with it type thing.
Can't keep getting
Yeah.
away with it.
It's the meme. It's like surely this will get Trump now.
Yeah.
Easily wiggles his way out of it. Ah, well, maybe next time.
Gets a
I've not
parking
seen
ticket
this
and they're like, we got him, boys.
Well, I think, like I said, with this whole immigration stuff and everything too, the Biden administration pretty much laid out the groundwork with the lawsuits against Arizona and Texas. They have supremacy about immigration.
They do, but they didn't. Yeah, they do. You're absolutely right. They might have screwed themselves with that.
They did. 100%. They were just basically red meat. It's like, we're going to show these states
Which
that
might
No.
even lean more into what Trump's been saying about how like the president just has final say over it.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
The federal government controls the border. They've established it not once but twice now.
Holy shit, Chrissy Mayer hit 100,000 subs. Congratulations, Chrissy.
Oh,
Sorry,
wow.
I just noticed that on my Twitter feed here. But I have a question for you 3 gentlemen.
Okay.
How would you like to see the deportation efforts made? So I'll give you what I would like to see. I would like a very organized, methodical way where they go after. So of just a month or two ago, we got all these numbers about how all these murderers had now crossed the border illegally. Well, let's start with them.
Yeah.
If we know how many they are, that means we know names. So let's go get those people and find every single person associated with them that crossed illegally, and we have a list. We've got a website, a government website, where say like a Twitter account could be created that's posting all the information from the government insight, that's got like the mugshot, their previous crimes and all that, and where they're going back to.
I think
That
they
is
should go straight to
something
hell,
that-
but
What's
I-
that?
I think they should go straight to hell, but that's
Well, I not so I'm talking about when I say people associated with the criminals that have came over, I mean the family members that came over the border with them. Now, those family members might not have committed any crimes, but they were kind of complicit. Well, they did commit a crime when they crossed the border, but they might not have murdered anyone or robbed anyone. But they were also complicit in enabling that behavior of their family member.
Here's the thing. The best way to do it, and yes, definitely go after the criminal ones first. I think they need to get if you've done anything above speeding, you should automatically be put on the list to be deported. Get the hell out of here. You have no business coming to this country and breaking laws.
Oh yeah, if they've committed any other crime here besides
Yeah.
crossing the border, those should definitely be on the list. But I also mean the people who murdered people before they.
Oh
came
yeah,
over,
the rapists, the murderers,
even if they haven't done anything here.
fuck
they
all
need to
that.
go.
Yeah. But like I said, I wouldn't even. I just push them out on a leaky boat into the ocean and let them sink. I didn't deport them, kill them. In Minecraft. Yeah, in Minecraft. That being said, though, what they also need to do is start going after these companies that are hiring them, because the fact is, if there ain't no money for them, they ain't coming over here.
You know what I was just
Coming over here.
reminded of
Oh,
today? Speaking of that, you
As
remember the
well.
Tyson factory?
Yeah.
Like they closed down the Tyson factory and reopened another one in New York so that they could hire all the
Yeah.
asylee seekers at a
Yeah.
much
Go after
lower
those
wage.
companies.
Oh
if
my
you
God.
if you cut off the way for them to work, they're gonna go back themselves, because all these people are coming over here for money. That's why they do it. The job opportunities are better. They get a lot more for their labor. So yeah, go after these companies and say, look, if we find even one person on your staff who's an illegal alien and it's not right, we're gonna give this massive fine to you, so bad it's gonna hurt your ass for a year. You'll have them stop. It's because the federal government counts on these companies doing it, and they sit there and go, oh, well, it's against the law, so we'll look into it. And they never do. That's why Tyson was able to hire an entire staff of illegals. And they probably had fake ass social security numbers for every one of them, going, oh my God, for real? Our entire staff was illegal aliens? How could we have known?
Kel, yeah, I do believe that Tyson shop was in Iowa that got shut down. It was like one of the largest ones here.
Yeah.
I heard Tim Pool was talking about the other day how some companies would bring in illegals to do the work, and then right before they would pay them, they'd call in ICE and get them deported. It's like, ooh, that's dirty.
Yes, I too have heard the George Lopez joke.
That's like, oh, I hope my mother-in-law doesn't get deported. Her address is 123 Sesame Street. Like, yeah.
I'm still waiting for Tim Pool to leave Twitter, like he said.
I don't remember.
Oh yeah, so he walked that all back. That
Of
was
course.
that was about the same time as the graphics card gate.
I don't even
where
know
he was
about
gonna
that
where he
one.
was gonna quit, where he was gonna shut down Timcast because a graphics card broke.
Oh, that one. Okay, I just hadn't
Yeah.
heard it referred to
Yeah.
as that.
No,
He didn't say he was going to quit. He just said he was going to change how he used Twitter.
Yeah, but he was still like, I think he had been like within 2 weeks of noticing that he was going to be having a child, and his emotions were on high alert.
His emotions always are on high alert.
Yeah, he had all those hormones in his system from carrying the baby.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Tim. Men can get birth.
He's a
Haven't you seen
giant stress factory.
oh, was it Mr. Mom? I think the old Arnold movie.
Oh,
Makes
Junior.
sense that Arnold
Junior.
played it.
Junior.
Oh, what was it, Junior? Yeah, Junior.
Yeah, I think it was Junior.
Why did I think it was Hulk Hogan?
That would have been better.
Let me tell you,
Give him
about
birth,
baby
brother.
Yeah.
I'm in Lamont's
My
class,
water
brother.
just broke. My water just broke, brother.
Wait, wasn't it Junior? That was
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah, that's what Devil said.
Which
Oh,
one's
yeah.
Mr. Mom?
Mr. Mom's the one with the dude who played Batman. Oh, what's his name? Shit.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. Yeah, he
Okay.
plays a guy who works. He gets fired from his job, and then his wife goes to work, and so he ends up home with the kids.
That's
Good
right.
comedy.
Yeah, I was getting them mixed up. But yeah, it was
Not his
Junior was
best,
the one I
but
was
good.
referring to.
What's the movie that I'm thinking about that had Hulk Hogan wearing a pink tutu?
That's
that sounds familiar.
Nanny with Muscles. Nanny with Muscles or Yeah, I think it's
I've never heard of this
Nanny
movie.
with Muscles. Yeah, it was after he started doing some of the ones that were okay. Like Suburban Commando was good, but
Mr.
then-
Nanny.
Yeah, Mr.
Mr.
Nanny.
Nanny.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
That's right. Yeah.
And then he started
Oh.
doing really bad movies.
Hulk Hogan has the best cameo in Gremlins 2.
I never
Oh,
saw
I
the
don't even
second
remember
one.
that. I don't remember the cameo in Gremlins too.
It's the movie theater where he starts ripping off his shirt and yelling at the gremlins.
Oh yeah, he turns around and he's all like, "You are, yeah."
You know what? Maybe there's a chance I haven't seen Gremlins too.
I haven't
should-
seen,
you
I've
should-
not seen the
I
first.
love
You
that
can
one.
look it up. Just put cameo, Hulk Hogan cameo Gremlins.
We'll do that.
Only like
We've got.
for 15 seconds. But
So actually, I haven't heard Carl. How would you like to see the deportation efforts being made?
So here's how I think it will be.
Okay.
I think that they're gonna go in shock and awe and deport as many criminals as they can in probably like the most bombastic way. just to kind of send a message, and then
Okay.
everything else is going to be kind of like I think a very heavy focus on ending birthright citizenship, and then after that, just forcible green carding of these people.
So you don't. Okay, so you're thinking it's going to go shock and awe for the first few months. You don't think they're worried about look, he really is Hitler.
I don't think he cares anymore, because illegal immigration, if they look at all the exit polling and all the data and all the research that they have, it's so much in Trump's favor about immigration. And if you look at a lot of like the border towns on Texas and stuff, how they've shifted from blue to like light red.
Only one.
Yeah, but there's still like a decent amount of them that like shifted more red than they went blue, you know?
Yeah, I don't know the numbers. I just know there is one border district that did go red in Texas.
Yeah, so it's out there, and plus a lot of the people who live in cities, even they are getting tired of like the shanty towns and everything else too. And if you even look at like a lot of the local meetings, a lot of the local residents are like, why are we giving our schools to illegals? Why are we giving them money when we are billions of dollars, in the red? Like, we can't even pay for ourselves, and we're giving these people, cell phones. We're giving these people housing in terms of like hotel payments or like our schools or churches or whatever. We're giving them money. Some of them, I think they were getting like $50,000 on a card. It's
they were getting a lot of money.
It's asinine. It's just like asinine.
Yeah, it was all sorts of amount. The money didn't even include what they were getting for food.
Exactly. And I think
Our
like
tax
just
dollars at work.
yeah. Well, our tax dollars seem to go to everyone but us.
Grandchildren's tax dollars going to work. It's their grandchildren's tax dollars going to work.
So that's what I honestly believe. I feel like they're just going to try to like limit future immigration, make a big show of force to get rid of the criminals. The media is going to do what the media is going to do. They don't really care at this point. Who is the borders are that they're talking about? I forget his last name.
Oh shit, what's his name?
Holden.
Yeah, Holman. No D.
Oh,
Just
Holman. All right, yeah.
HOLMAN.
I think
last time.
Yeah, I think he just doesn't care either. He's been very straightforward about it. He's even.
You don't think Trump would put handcuffs if he's worried about it, perception?
I don't think Trump cares anymore. I think if you saw with this whole election, with the popular vote win, the winning of 7 swing states, a few of them being in a border area, but
Yeah, and I think that of course, the media and stuff is going to slander him and call him Hitler and stuff. But I think most people, a lot of people, woken up to it, and they're not going to care either.
They've called him Hitler for 12 years.
Yeah, I know.
I think that you're gonna have. I think they're gonna do some. I don't want to say shock and awe. They're gonna do some targeted things where they go in there and try to really, show them taking
They gotta clean
working
out
age men, type
Mhm.
thing. But I think they're gonna be more surgical about it, just because they don't want the bad image. They know that the media is gonna come at them, but they don't need to give them the ammo to do it. And if they have images of them pulling women and children out of houses while she's holding a baby crying and shit, that'll be
That's
all
gonna
over
happen.
the news.
It's
going to happen, but they're not going to try to do a shock and awe and have 50 of them at one time.
They're going
They're
to
going to try to target it.
They're going to pull a
to-
picture of a woman getting a house that was from when Obama was president.
They're gonna have the raid of that Cuban kid.
Yeah.
I forget
What
his
was
name. Elliot.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah,
Elliot.
Elliot.
Something. It wasn't
Yeah.
Elliot,
Gonzalez.
something like
Elliot
Elliot Gonzalez. They're just gonna replay the raid of Elliot Gonzalez and be like,
right,
look at
right.
what they're doing.
But they're
Yeah.
going to try to target it where they're taking out, like I said, working age men and stuff like that, because no one gives a shit about them. And that's going to be their shock and awe. They're going to show video of them rounding up 50, like I said, young men who are seen there with nothing else. They're going to take the women and the children and stuff out, but they're going to try to do that as quietly as possible. It's going to be hard because the news will love to get the footage. But yeah, I don't think they're going to try to do a shock and awe in like a neighborhood where they're taking just cleaning out houses.
I think they are.
So.
I
don't think
just
so.
do, because everyone's got phones now. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
They're going to
exactly.
be on Twitter. They're going to be on whatever outlet. They're going to be at a news site. And I'm going to be honest here too.
Doesn't matter.
What news sites are even going to matter? Like, is CNN and MSNBC are being talked about being spun off from their parent companies because they make no money?
Huh. You can't put Ilian Gonzalez in the same chat on YouTube.
Weird.
YouTube. I didn't even know who that was.
That was
You're older than me.
was
How
back-
do you not know that?
Wasn't that like in the Clinton days?
Yeah. It was also a South Park skit.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't start paying attention to politics until 2017.
Oh, well, I wasn't really paying attention to it then either, but it was weird because, like, so this mom brought over her son illegally
From Cuba.
but because it was Cuba, she was able to stay. And there was a case about how the kid had to stay with his dad in Cuba.
No, she died.
Yeah,
she
she
died
died.
getting him here. She
Oh.
took him and got him here, but she died. And so there was this whole thing because his dad says, I want him back. Well, actually, the Cuban government used the dad to say he wants him back. And so it was all legally, he has a right. He landed on our shores. I think it's called like the dry foot thing with Cuba, where second they land and actually step foot on U.S. soil, they are protected. And so he had that. And so it was this whole argument. His mother died to give him the freedom of America, but his father wants him back. So we finally gave him back because we're dumbasses.
And
So
how
both
old
Cuba
was
sucked
he
dick.
at this time?
You know what? That's
A
a
child.
sticky situation. That is a super sticky situation.
Hey.
Because
Yeah,
that
that
kid's
sucks.
going to know that his dad's out there somewhere for his entire life.
Well,
and
then he can go back and, but
Yeah.
like I said,
Yeah, when he's old enough, he can choose to go
you're
back.
looking at for the best thing of the kid. What's best for the kid, to go back to Cuba or to be here in America? Well, obviously here in America, because even though his dad's not here, it's not Cuba.
well, we don't know if his dad was an entire piece of shit though either. Like his dad could have been a good dad.
Oh, he probably could have been, but unfortunately, he wasn't asking for him back. In fact, the dad might have been like, "No, I want my son to stay there so he could have the
Maybe.
the good future." But he wasn't going to tell the Cuban government, "I'm not going to go on there and be your puppet." No, he was all like, "Oh, I miss my son so much." Right? Yes, I miss my son so much.
I just think of a South Park skit where they're like pistol whipping him in the back of the head to say, "Yes, I
Yeah.
want my son back."
Scariest phrase ever, under Janet Reno. Is she still alive?
I don't know who that is,
I
but I
know.
recognize that name because it was in an Offspring song.
Wasn't she the attorney general for Clinton for a while?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Wasn't she the one with that had the whole thing with the chick and the cigar and the whatever?
Well,
Monica
I don't know if she
Lewinsky?
had anything to do with that. That would
No,
be
I think
weird.
she was the one that she was like talking to,
Yeah, she
right?
was the
She
attorney
was
general.
having conversations with her and she was recording it or something. Something like that.
No.
Lewinsky?
Yes. Monica
No.
Lewinsky, that, yeah. Yeah, I think she was talking to her and she was recording it. Was it her or was it another person who just looked like her?
That one is a stretch for my
It was
mind
like
there. It's been such a long
I-
time.
Was
And
somebody, no, it might, because she was blonde, so it just looked like her. It was a very manly looking chick, but yeah.
Hey, Fork, glad to see you here. I don't know what kind of show
What's
you
up,
think
Fork?
this is, but I'm not serving any dick wine tonight.
Yeah.
We're only serving.
This isn't pregame. This is Bloodbath.
that's for Thanksgiving.
Wait, was dick wine? Did I have something about dick wine last Thursday?
I think it's as an alternative to the veg.
That's right, the vag beer. That's
Oh
right.
shit, yeah.
You want to talk about vaginal beer again? We could do that.
No,
We're good on that.
it was all Ryan's fault. He's the one that brought it up. I went back and checked the replay.
You mentioned the popular vote thing, Carl.
See,
Have you guys been seeing on Twitter all the people are saying Kamala Harris has won the popular vote now?
no, I have not seen any
So
of
there's
that.
people
actually.
out there saying that Kamala Harris has the popular vote. And I have, ever since election night, I have had Decision Desk and AP up still with the election results. I've got these two tabs open and I go and check every time. AP is always trailing behind what Decision Desk has, but never once has Kamala Harris taken the popular vote. I have no idea where these people are going with this, where they're getting their information. And it's like,
They're getting the same information that was telling that Kamala was a qualified candidate.
Right. They're the same one that said that she was going to win Iowa and Florida.
Yeah, exactly.
And Texas. Don't forget Texas.
Right. Yes. Texas was in play as well.
Side tangent. Yeah. How many stupid people I've had to argue with about Texas going blue has been like amazing, because I don't know where they're getting this data point from, because I'm like, you have one election that was close, and that was Ted Cruz, and that's it. I like literally brought up every election result. I'm like, you have been wrong for the past, I don't know how many elections, going back to almost
there we go.
W. It's ridiculous. Stop saying Texas is going blue. It's not. Everything proves that it's not going blue.
Okay, yeah, it was Linda Tripp. I just remember like the face, and I was all like, but yeah, they just look similar, very non-attractive women, I guess. But,
Yeah. So I'm actually looking at the map for Texas, and you were actually right. Now the representative districts are different than the voting districts, I guess.
Yeah.
All the presidential districts went red on the border except for 2, and one of them being El Paso.
Shocker.
But Trump won by 1.5 million votes in Texas.
Yeah,
Not even.
I think
close.
this was his like best performance in Texas, right? If I recall.
Oh, I don't keep those numbers in my head.
I think it was from the last 3 elections. I think this was his best performance. I mean, logic would dictate, because he has the popular vote, that he had to make up votes somewhere, right?
Yeah, well, like one of them that the county that's out there openly admitting that they're counting illegal votes, Bucks County in Pennsylvania, is one of those counties that he just massively outperformed what he had done previously. And a lot of that's due to that Scott Pressler kid.
Who knew that a twink was going to save the Republican Party?
Right? He's halfway between a twink and a normal gay man. You know, his clothing choices are questionable, but he almost looks normal.
He's the Rob Halford gay.
I have no idea who that is.
Judas Priest.
Halford. Oh, yeah, Judas Priest. I was thinking Metallica for some reason.
By the time California finishes voting next North Carolina, exactly. That was my thought. I was like, if she gets the popular vote, it's just because California, like, and no one cares. Fuck California. Sorry, guys.
I agree.
No, they would agree, I think.
Yeah, totally. So upon just a quick Google search, I don't know how accurate this is, but this it looks like in 2016, Trump had 4.6 million votes in Texas to Hillary's 3.8. In 2020, he had 5.8 million to Biden's 5.2. And then in this one, he had 6.3 million
Yeah.
to Kamala's 4.8. So each of the last 3 elections, he's done better in Texas.
Well, the last 3 elections, he's done better in his vote totals overall.
That too.
Yeah, they're trying to say he didn't get as many votes as last time. And I'm like,
got more.
72 last time, and now he's at 77?
I think he got 74 after all was said and done.
Okay.
But even still, 3 million vote increase.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You know? And then Biden got 16 million more votes than Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, it says he had 76.8 million on this election. And then let's see here, 2020 says 74.2. So 2.5 million more than last time.
Yeah. It like I said, you took away their own, like, one of their major cope arguments of like, well, you know, at least we got the popular vote. And it's just like you basically just destroyed pretty much all their arguments that they used to cope. The only thing that you can look at is that all those talks about like if Trump was going to win, because they knew that he was going to win. All the Democrats basically admitted it. That's why they kept seeing people going on there saying, well, we're going to try to have like Civil War like conditions. We're going to try to obstruct and not certify, because their whole backing was that this is what I believe, is that they thought they were going to win the popular vote, and it was going to be like overwhelming popular vote victory. They thought they were going to get another 81 million, I bet. And it didn't work.
No, not even close.
It didn't work. And now you see a lot of them just kind of accept it. It's like, we lost the popular vote. We lost all 7 swing states. You know, granted, a few of them were very close, but most of them weren't that close in terms of just like election math, you know?
Let me look real quick. I've got all that pulled up here.
Like Wisconsin was ridiculously close.
Yeah, it's like the people on the left are coping like it wasn't a landslide. It wasn't a landslide. It's like
It was a landslide.
He beat
won
Wisconsin
the
by 9/10 of a point.
electoral college, the popular vote, more votes than any candidate in history.
He crushed it in Arizona.
How is it not a landslide?
He crushed it in Arizona.
And he crushed it in Nevada.
Flipped a couple of states.
Michigan.
North Carolina, he did really good too. And I think Pennsylvania, he did really good as well.
Yep, Pennsylvania, he did it by almost 2 points. Michigan is 1.5 points. North Carolina, 4 points.
Yeah, North Carolina, he really crushed it in North Carolina. And people were saying that was like going to be a lot closer. I'm like, I don't agree.
Let's see, just for funsies, Iowa was in play, and he got he beat her by like 14 points.
Iowa was not in play. I saw that and laughed my ass off when I saw that poll.
Florida was in play, and he beat her by 13 points in Florida.
I don't know. A lot of this stuff was just like it feels like it was just cope and trying to like keep morale high. Because Florida, that one doesn't even make any sense at all. Like, you could make an argument for Texas might have a chance, but you couldn't make an argument to me about Florida.
And the only reason why Texas would even have a chance is because all the Californians.
And I don't even believe that. I really don't believe that every Californian leaving to Texas are all liberals.
No, because I think more of them came here than they went to Texas.
I think so too, but at the same time, Arizona is more of a purple state than, you know, the numbers would suggest if it was California, right?
Yeah.
Well, Arizona's so weird. Arizona's so fucking weird.
Arizona doesn't make sense, man.
It was in 2016 is when I knew Arizona didn't know what the fuck it wanted. Not okay. So they voted for Trump, but also we had 2 propositions that year. One was for the legalization of marijuana, and the other one was for raising minimum wage.
Yeah.
They turned down the legalization of marijuana, which we eventually got anyways.
Yeah.
And voted to raise minimum wage. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, Arizona? This doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's like Wisconsin over here. Even though I'm not from Wisconsin, like, you kind of pay attention to politics. It's like they have a super majority in their state house and state senate, and everyone was talking about how like the Supreme Court switched to like blue, and then everyone was also kind of pointing out like all the propositions went heavily in favor of like the Republican, you know, side of it. Like, Wisconsin doesn't make any sense. It's basically held hostage now because of all that. It's kind of like what you guys are saying about California. It's actually happening in Wisconsin. It's a bunch of NIMBYs from Illinois moving up to Wisconsin to destroy it.
Yes. It's the fault of all the racist POCs and misogynistic women that Trump won.
Exactly.
No one could actually like Trump. They just have to hate the brown woman.
Yeah.
Or the black woman. I don't know what she is.
Whatever she's identifying as today.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I've said this many times. Like, no one actually voted for Biden. They just voted against Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened in 2020. No one voted for Biden. They voted against Trump.
Yeah, I live in Illinois. Trust me, that's all they could ever say. Is never anything good about Biden. It's just why they hate
like.
Trump.
Why do you want to vote for Biden? At least it's not Trump. It's
yep.
Like,
and that's the same time same thing with this time around. And remember, I was asking that months and months ago. I was like, does anyone actually think that they could use the anti-Trump energy ever again?
No.
It's like,
yeah,
no.
Shit gets played out.
It was completely diminished this time. There wasn't near as much hate because it's hard for those people. A lot of those people, they probably still hated Trump. But the fact of the matter are, like, if I can afford groceries next month, I'll plug my nose and just not vote. You know?
Yeah.
It wasn't going to get him more votes. It just wasn't. They weren't going to come out en masse to try to stop him. They were just going to let it happen.
Well, I think I've said this too plenty of times. I live in a very purple area. I've never seen just Trump signs, flags, hats, T-shirts all around me. I live in. I don't care. I live in Lake County, Illinois, and also McHenry County, Illinois. So I live right on the border of Wisconsin.
Okay. I figured that's why you paid attention to Wisconsin.
Like that's where I am. I'm like right on the border. Like the border is like 20 minutes away from me. So I spend a lot of time even in southern Wisconsin, and I'm like, the Milwaukee, Kenosha area and everything.
I'll say you're busy crossing state lines, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I know where the Kyle Rittenhouse is from. Antioch is not too far from me.
Yeah.
So I'm well aware of the area. My wife's grandmother got a Freedom and Love cinder block there through her car to stop racism.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and of course, our buddy Fernando, he lives out there too. But like I said, I've never seen so much Trump stuff. There's always like this one house on my way to Wisconsin that I use as like a gauge of like over like 15 minutes there because he has like a giant Trump sign up there for like the last like 12 years. He just keeps going. And it's like I'm like I know where we're at, and I've never seen, even in like a lot of like the NIMBY areas of the Milwaukee area, I was seeing a lot of Trump signs in an area that would probably have just been nothing but Biden signs 4 years ago. You just felt it was different. It's like everyone was just like, everything sucks and the news is lying to us. They're treating us like doo-doo, and it's just like I'm going with Trump. I'm going to be open and vocal about it. And I think that helped a lot of people just kind of get over the stigma of like, hating Trump a little bit too,
Yeah. I think we've watched clips on this stream before of like people asking like why they're voting for Kamala, and pretty much they all have like no answer.
Oh yeah.
So but yeah, along the lines of like the energy was different. It's weird because I've mentioned a couple times, like, here in Sacramento, a couple days before the election, there was like a 2-mile long like Trump parade on the freeway. It was nuts. I mean, we still lost the state by quite a bit, but I was looking up the numbers on how many votes Trump got here in California over the last 3 elections. And in 2016, it was 4.4 million, basically half of what Hillary got. And then in 2020, it was 5.9. It was just under 6 million. So wait, no, we got 6 million in 2020, and then just under 6 million, like 5.9 in this election. So we actually lost votes here, but like I didn't see Trump signs anywhere, but I saw lots of Trump stuff on cars over the last couple months, like bumper stickers and stuff. So if he got less votes than he did last time, I think probably a lot of his people probably did leave the state.
I was just going to say, what it would be interesting to see the percentage points comparison.
Oh, that's a good point.
Well, on top of that too, Neo, it's like there was always a lot of Trump like caravans that were popping up on the news. I don't put too much stock into those, but like they were even showing them in Hawaii, and Hawaii is more Democratic like leaning than California.
Yeah, well, I'd say they're both equally socialist kind of idea.
Okay,
I think,
yeah.
So
I think it's just because Hawaii. Oh, sorry, finish. Your point.
Go ahead, and I'll get back to the.
I was just gonna say, I think it's more so Hawaii is just smaller. That's just really what I think it is. It's that per capita where they kind of get you.
Yeah, so looking at the percentage points, 2020 was he had 34% of the vote against Biden, but this time, even though he had less votes, he had a higher percentage, which was 38%.
Okay, so we gained 4 points. That's saying a lot. Sorry, I'm checking. The football game has finished. I have officially beat my brother this week in fantasy football.
Gotta invite me next year.
Look at Steve.
Oh yeah, totally. I'm Shock will get you in.
I would love to talk football. I love sports ball, as Neo says.
I am running away with the league. I am now 10-2.
Oh, nice.
The closest one is
Don't jinx
Shock.
it.
He will be 8-4. Anyhow, on to the title of this episode.
What is it?
Help yourself to a side of
Oh,
World War III.
Oh boy, have
Now
I
you
been
guys
pissing
all
them
saw. I
off.
didn't bring anything. You guys all saw the ICBM stuff last week, right?
Yes.
Well, not technically ICBM, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's what they're calling it.
I heard it was.
John
They didn't have nukes on them, but they were still the intercontinental ballistic missiles.
I heard it was similar, but it was like ICRM or something, like because it's not intercontinental or something like that. But yeah, I know.
okay.
Semantics.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
All I
But
know
you-
is that John McCain's looking up from hell with a hard boner going,
Oh,
finally.
Well, you know what kind? Do you guys know what the technology behind that missile is?
It's like a
Oh,
hypersonic
the
thing.
MERV.
Yes, the MERV.
Yeah, I learned about that because of Fallout.
So
Because
Well,
there's a gun that
I
does
actually-
the same thing, and that's what I put the correlation of the
Yeah.
MERV with.
I
what-
learned
how
about
that
it
works.
because my dad worked for Motorola back when I was a kid, and they had a weapons division.
Oh,
And take your kid to work day. I saw the video of a missile that they dropped that would break into a bunch of other missiles. But then also there's the scene from Iron Man where they do that.
Yeah, the Jericho missile.
Yep,
Yeah.
the Jericho. So that's how they bombed Ukraine last week. And apparently we're looking to respond. Keep in mind, America's not at war.
officially.
U.S. officials discuss giving nuclear weapons to Ukraine.
Oh, Jesus.
According to the New York Times, U.S. and European officials have discussed a range of options they believe will deter Russia from taking more Ukrainian territory, including providing Kiev with nuclear weapons. The outlet reports that Western officials believe the Kremlin will not significantly escalate the war before Donald Trump is sworn in as president in January. Talk about showing your fucking the Kremlin. Western officials believe the Kremlin will not significantly escalate the war before Donald Trump. What the hell did they do last week?
And we're supposed to believe that?
Yes, because they're smarter than us.
Oh, right. I always forget that part.
You
Do
know,
your
Carl,
place, prole.
you're almost on the same level as a old Duke Devil with that sarcasm you've got there.
Well, let's just be honest here. It's like, you know what? We decided that we want to actually make a Cuban Missile Crisis situation. That's what we decided. We wanted to show them commies how godless we can be.
Right. And there's people out there. Well, I mean, I stumbled across. Do you actually believe anything that comes out of the mouth of that dude that you've been fucking?
All my best friends online that I've been pissing off all the time.
Yeah,
just by saying, why aren't you on the front line?
Yeah.
It's like,
First off,
do you
no.
believe the? Oh, hey, look! Speak of the Duke Devil.
Speak of the devil.
You know what? I had a funny feeling if I said his name, I would invoke him.
He's been
say his
lurking.
name and the devil shall appear has never been more accurate.
But you said, what did you just say? Do you believe that guy that you're effing? It's like, wait, what?
Yeah, I
are we
was
doing?
gonna say that.
The guy that you're
the
fucking
worst
with
way to
on
say it.
Twitter.
Oh, effing with on Twitter. Okay, you cut off your sentence there, and
I forget his name.
Totally
Like
different.
Bobcat or something or other.
I listen. I just like say one word and I will deal with like a whole buzzing nest of people for like 3 days. It just happens.
Are
Well,
we
He
talking
was
about that
one
bear
of
guy
5.
You've been arguing with
Yeah, that
today?
bear guy. Yeah, there you go. The one that said that he grows Wagyu beef.
Yeah.
when it's just people quote tweeting each other, it's like it's too hard to follow. I don't bother reading the whole thing. It's like just do
I
it
don't blame
in
you.
a text in a tweet thread. I hate
not
Listen, he
quote-
was
quote-
responding
quote-
to
he's not quote
every one
tweeting,
of my
though.
posts.
If you go and look,
Everyone.
if you go and look, that guy hasn't tweeted a single thing. Everything on his timeline is replies.
He's a bot. I'm convinced.
I think he's just a troll. This is just a side account that he goes and just tries to get people.
I could
Well, it
believe that
sounds
too.
like someone I know.
What are you talking about? I have my main account.
Oh, I was gonna say Carl stands on it though.
Yeah.
Listen, I've been talking to all the pseudo intellectual types about saying like, oh, I can't wait for you to go on the front line and die and fight for what you believe in, right? You know? Yeah, that's right. Don't ask questions, just consume.
Well, that's-
Consume.
That's what I started saying at the beginning of this episode is like, I don't want to talk about the potential of World War III. I want to stick my head in the sand and act like nothing's happening because this is some fucked up shit. But I can't. Like I work for a company that is a hop, skip, and a jump away from Ukraine. Okay. So like if something stupid happened, it could affect my life greatly, let alone if something actually happened here.
I live by Chicago in a military base.
Yeah.
You know?
I live in an area where I believe there's a nuclear power plant.
Devil, you ain't getting out of this one.
What?
You live by LA.
No, I live up at
he's
the
a-
north part of the thing. I'm
I
away
think
from
Neo
it.
might be. No, Neo, you're not. You're further
Yeah,
north
there's
too.
no military bases. There's nothing.
We got a couple. There's like a few Air
I'll
Force bases
survive.
here, but they're all basically decommissioned. They use them for like commercial airports and stuff now.
Oh, that's funny. Are you saying they're pulling an Afghanistan thing here, Duke Devil? He says giving nukes to Ukraine is just returning what they gave to Russia in 1994. Aren't they owed those nukes?
I don't know. America's been trying to regime change Ukraine so hard for the last 10 years.
Well, then we did.
Here's the
We did
thing.
twice.
Here's the thing.
It didn't stick.
It's all bluster. It's just like when this whole thing first popped off and you had Russia sitting there saying, if America does this, we will shoot off nukes. No, they won't. The only way you're going to have any of these countries shoot off nukes is if there's a threat to the homeland. If we were trying to land troops in Russia, then I could see them doing it, because they don't want to be blown up either. They don't want to die in nuclear winter. They're not going to do anything unless it's them. They're going to die anyway. It has to be a kind of we're dead anyway, so what the hell, hit the button type situation. And
Mutually assured destruction.
yeah, so it's all a bunch of bluster from us too. We're sitting there talking about giving them nukes. We're not going to give them fucking nukes. That's
No, that part I agree with, where it's just show of power, you know what I mean?
yeah.
But at the same time, it's like,
Why now? Why are you talking about this now? This is the last time. Like, it would be completely different if they would have been saying this last November.
yeah. Well, on top of that too, how many countries right around Russia have like missile defense systems that the U.S. has installed over the last 20 years?
Oh, who knows? We've got
Yeah.
bases everywhere, so who freaking knows?
You know, they got them in Poland, they got them in Romania, they got them in Czechoslovakia, or the Czech Republic, sorry. And then on top of that too, they
Don't detonate
really are worried.
countries.
They're worried about these countries, and they're worried about Ukraine getting this stuff, you know? And let's just be honest here. If the U.S. does have the hypersonic technology to fire a nuke at Moscow, it's a lot easier to park it in Kiev and just say like, okay, we're pretty good here. You know, it is a giant bluster thing there too.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why we're there besides for money. This feels like
Well, yeah, it's the last part of this statement here. Ukraine has a wonderful laundromat.
yeah. Well, it's also the resources they got. If everyone,
Yeah,
where are these like anti-Bush libs that go like it's a war for oil, man?
No shit.
What happened to us? We sold out.
So here's the thing. We're all in the same room right now.
Yeah.
The anti-oil war people, it's us.
Not Neo. He was for it.
Oh yeah. Neo wanted to
But
bomb the brown people.
He
You're
was
right.
walking down the street going like, "Fuck them Browns."
You're right. This some of us
I
are.
told you that in confidence.
You're right. A lot of us are here in this group, but that not all of them. It's just
No.
like I said, it's just funny that they were beating the drum of war crimes. We have to arrest Bush. We have to arrest Cheney. That's they
The
should be
original Hitler,
executed, right?
Bush.
And
Yeah.
now they fucking love Bush and Cheney. It is stupid.
And they're sitting there
Ah.
championing Biden when Biden's just as much of a warmongering piece of shit as Bush ever was.
What was that interview with Lindsey Graham? Because Duke Devil brings it up here. This is a war for oil. It's about pipelines. It's also about all the other natural resources underneath Ukraine that they were talking about. Like
Yeah,
it's
don't
like
they got all the
$11
battery
trillion
stuff?
or something. That's what the estimates are in like raw materials.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't they got all the battery stuff and all the
Yeah, the
shit
lithium
stuff?
mines and stuff like that.
But the most perfect way to put is if you want to bitch about killing babies for oil, why aren't you bitching about killing babies for fucking laundering money? Because that's what Ukraine is. It's a big laundering scheme.
Yeah, but they think that they're all just like silly white people dying, according to Whoopi Goldberg. So that's why it's a lot easier to sell it to the left that it's an oppression of poor brown people in the Middle East than it is two Slavic people duking it out. That's just a weekend in New York.
That's fair. Fair point.
It's true. Look at how much easier it is to sell, what's going on with Israel than it is to sell what's going on with, Ukraine and Russia.
So I've got this pulled up. It's not going to be easy to see, but Ukraine's natural resource and mineral map.
Look at that.
All oil all through here, and then all through here. That's all oil. That's the biggest one that I saw. Yeah, that's pretty much the main one. There's what's that one? I don't even see what these little guys are.
Can I also bring up something funny?
Yeah.
That Stalker 2 released on the day Russia retaliated with that hypersonic missile.
I'm not familiar with Stalker lore.
It takes place in Ukraine.
Of
Yeah,
course
it's-
it does. Of
And
course it does.
It's like Metro. It's basically after like a nuclear apocalypse sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like
Fallout,
it's insane.
but it's a first-person shooter.
It runs really well too.
Is it because I've heard mixed signals about the Stalker 2? I've heard that it's buggy, and then I've heard that it's not buggy and people are retarded, so I don't know.
It's basically like with every type of game, your mileage will vary depending on what system and what your PC specs are.
I've seen people saying it's the new Cyber Chud. Like,
Oh, I haven't heard of that bad.
I haven't heard that bad.
I've heard people saying it was like Cyberpunk levels of bad. Or didn't hear, but read it. Not on Reddit, on Twitter.
I can understand that. I can believe it because, with every one of these procedurally generated games, that does make sense.
I don't think it has any procedural generation in it, does it?
Like NPCs will spawn randomly in places and not glitch out weird and stuff like that. It's a giant open world game. So it's just billion moving NPCs. It doesn't surprise me if there's a script error and it just fucks up the game. Or maybe not procedurally generated, but like I'm using probably the wrong term. It's something else. It's like just open world like interactions, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
That's what I probably mean. I just for some reason just procedural generated stuck out of my mind.
It's probably similar to Bethesda jank whenever they release a new open world game.
It's any open world game now, man.
Apparently, there is already a hotfix scheduled to come out very soon.
Yeah, that makes sense. We'll talk video games in a second because there's one coming out that I'm going to ask you guys about.
All right.
I think that's about everything that I have this evening. I do have a clip of the fucking View, man.
Oh boy.
Sonny Houston having to read the hostage message of
They can't go a show without having to read one or two legal messages. Did you guys see Whoopi Goldberg trying to possibly prevent that from happening again?
No.
Maybe.
So this happened today.
I think what we're all saying is we're going to sit and watch. We're going to wait and see because we can't do anything else except.
I'm not going to wait and see. I mean, this guy is
What
told
do you
us
want-
he's a
you don't-
retribution. He's
what
going
do
to
you
be a
want to do?
dictator.
What are you
doing? Like, he's
There's
not.
nothing to be done until you know what you're fighting. It's pissing in the wind doesn't help. You just get a wet face.
But I mean, but I have.
What is
She would know because she has a cock.
Well, I've as a child I've pissed in the wind and it didn't get on my face, so I don't know what she's talking about.
I don't know what she is talking about. It's like she doesn't know what supposedly doesn't know what she's fighting. Like he was already had a term. Do these people forget that?
Well,
no,
right.
because in their
you know what?
mind,
That's a great point. But what she's trying to do is she's trying to keep them from throwing out crazy accusations.
Oh, so they don't have
You're absolutely right. We've seen this
kind of like when we
before.
say in Minecraft.
Yeah, but she's trying to keep people from saying crazy shit because this Anna Navarro, I think her name is, she wants to go out there and call him all the names.
That's a great place to pause it on that face. Look at that one.
even though Anna Navarro's all like, I'm a Republican.
She's not a Republican.
No, she's not. She's not. No.
I know Marco Rubio. We grew up together.
Went Jamaican there for a minute.
Yeah,
but no,
not giving my A game here.
These people actually still have this stupid idea that somehow he is going to, even though last time they had the same theory and none of it came to fruition, he's going to round up the gays, he's going to round up the black, he's going to take them all out, all the minorities are in danger. Oh my God. They're recycling the same thing in their retarded ass freaking rotting brains. And so that's what she's saying is we don't know what evil he's going to rot. So let's hold on, and because we can't do nothing about it until he starts doing the evil type idea. I do agree that she's also trying to stifle maybe that speech, but in her head, she does believe that Trump is going to be some evil guy who's going to commit genocide or some shit because they're just all freaking brain rot.
Okay. So
the PDS is too strong.
Well, okay.
They're on thin ice.
I agree
That's what
with
I
you.
believe.
I could see where you're coming from, but also Whoopi has been doing this forever, right? She's been in Hollywood for 40 years.
Well, how many controversies has Whoopi gotten? Didn't she get suspended about talking about the Holocaust in a bad way? Did she get like a show suspension?
She said that Jewish people weren't a minority. She was saying since they're
it's
white,
like it was like a war between white people. That's what she was basically
it wasn't
saying.
done because of their skin color.
Right.
No, it was done because a freaking group of people thought they were superior to them. But
didn't she get like a show suspension for that or something? I forget what it was.
Yeah, she did have to sit in timeout for like 2 weeks or something. But
it's funny, last week she was saying like,
bakery.
I got bills to pay. If it wasn't for the money, I wouldn't be here. It's like, woman, you are freaking loaded unless you're just that bad with your money and you have no one to feel sorry for except for yourself for being an idiot.
Exactly to my point, Neo. So it came out last week that The View might be looking for an actual pro-Trump co-host. I think maybe there's a chance that she knows that her job's on the line and she might try to play ball and save her job, which I don't know if there's a way to save the job.
I think The View is going to end soon.
Because Trump is going to fire them all after he gets inaugurated.
No, he's going to round them up in a camp.
Oh, that's
he's not going to fire them. He's going to fire them into a cannon, maybe.
That's funny.
I don't remember this at all. Remember when Whoopi got blacklisted for comparing W to pussy hair?
To her
pussy hair. That either.
Nope, I do not remember that at all.
Now, I'm not an avid View watcher there.
Is that just an admission of Graybush? I don't know.
The only time I ever see the show is when people show clips like this.
Right. And I don't remember what happened with Ted Danson. That was a long time ago.
Oh, it's the infamous Howard Stern thing, I think, right?
No, she allowed him to say the N-word and they were joking about it and stuff, and then she got a bunch of heat because they were dating, I think, at the time, and something like that.
Gave him an N-word pass.
But like I said, didn't also Howard Stern make a bit about that too?
Oh yeah, Howard Stern was doing it. Yeah,
in blackface too.
Yeah, he did in blackface. Ted Danson, I think Ted Danson was in blackface too, but it was supposed to be for like a photo shoot. It was this, anyway, but yeah.
Okay.
It was two separate incidences, but essentially along the same lines. There was a photo of him in blackface, old minstrel show type situation.
Retarded, man.
Back when America was funny.
Yeah, back when we were butthurt by everything and everyone.
Back when Howard Stern was still a bitch. I don't think he was ever that great.
He used to have a TV. His show would play on E when I was a kid.
I remember.
Do you remember E?
Yeah,
I remember E.
That's so weird.
Oh, it was at her birthday party that Ted Danson was a blackface. Huh.
Nothing says I love you more, baby.
What a nice birthday gift.
I don't think I have a problem with that.
He was respecting her culture.
Yeah. He was just trying to celebrate her.
Love of his life.
All right. So real quick, just to wrap up the show. Actually, wait, I totally forgot. I do have one last topic. This is the Thanksgiving episode. What are you guys thankful for?
I knew you were gonna say that.
You can do it from a political standpoint of the great nation of America, because we do live in the greatest nation ever still to this day. Yeah, just give me something.
Yeah, I'm definitely glad that the election turned out good and things are looking like they're heading back in a better direction. Hopefully, as we were talking about, we don't end up in World War III before Inauguration Day.
Carl?
Thankful my mom is still alive.
That's a good
Okay.
one.
Okay. Yeah. Devil. Can the devil be thankful for anything?
No,
No.
I'm really not. Yeah. No, I'm glad that the election turned out the way it did. Because I don't know, 4 more years of how it was going didn't seem feasible. So
Yeah.
I'm guessing that glad to have a job, making money, getting stuff in order,
And
it's
hopefully
basic bitch shit.
hopefully that job will somehow become more lucrative in
No,
the
I
near
wish.
future.
Yeah.
Not just from a raise, but just the money being able to go further.
Well, I don't know, because they have that yesterday. They had a thing going around where you clicked, and the first 2 words you clicked on, that's what was going to happen to you next year. I don't know if anyone saw people
I
posting
did
that.
see that.
Yeah,
what did
and
you
mine
click
was plastic surgery and fired. So I'm gonna lose my job and have to have plastic surgery for some reason, I guess.
Well, the plastic
So-
surgery came first. So I don't know if that matters. I forgot what mine was. Mine was something about like some romance and something. And I was like, okay. But I am thankful for my 7th grade history teacher and him being able to properly explain the First Amendment and how that means standing up for speech you don't like as well. And I don't think I would be the person who I am today if it wasn't for Mr. Haynes and the way that he was able to present the Bill of Rights to a bunch of junior hires. So that's what I got. Now video games. Anyone looking into Path of Exile 2?
No.
I know I would probably like it if I got into it. I don't know when it's coming out, but yeah, I know that Path of Exile 2 is on the horizon. I played Path of Exile the first one once, just to kind of look at it, and my goodness, I've brought it up a couple times on streams. It has the most insane skill tree I've ever seen in a video game ever by a long shot. So this one's probably going to be even more nuts, would be my guess.
I like the first one. I didn't play it very long because I spent most of the time playing it by myself. That's just not as fun when it comes to these kinds of games.
Oh, I didn't know you could play it in co-op.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's co-op. It's Diablo, just not Diablo.
I've never played Diablo either.
Oh,
But if I see Diablo, I know it's Diablo. I just never played it.
yes, it's superior to the Diablo series.
And it's free to play.
Yes, and it is free to play.
And it doesn't seem like they're too greedy about the microtransactions.
The first one I didn't even notice, like I never even cared to look, you know what I mean? Like I didn't even like the idea that I could go out and buy something just never crossed my mind. So they're not trying to box you in, at least with the first one. Can't say anything to the second one because it's not out yet, but there is that.
I'll check it out, see if it'll run on my computer. But
Well, it runs on all platforms.
Yeah,
well,
pretty sure it's
no,
coming
my
out on
shitty
everything.
computer is what I'm
Oh.
saying. Is if my shitty computer can run it.
It's possible. I was looking at the specs. I'll see if it's no, I don't have it up anymore. Oh wait, yeah, I do. It says the minimum is GTX 960, RX 470 are the minimum graphics card. So I mean, that's
That's in there.
a
It
bit
won't be
old.
on Switch though.
Will it be on Switch? You know what?
No, I'm looking at it right now. It's PS4, PS5, the Series, Xbox, Xbox One, Windows, and Mac. So no Switch.
I can get it on the PS5 then.
Yeah, I've got Red Nerd. He's gonna check it out. I think Shock might check it out. He said he didn't like Diablo.
Oh, let's see here.
Carl, I'm guessing you're not a fan.
No, I like Diablo. It's just I didn't play the first one.
Oh, I don't think it's one of those games where you're gonna have to have too much knowledge on the first one to play the second one.
Soon. Let's see here. Does it have a release date?
I'm looking to see if it is cross-platform. I would assume it is.
I'm just so busy with other games, man.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about the release date. Let's see, a crossplay. Yes, Path of Exile 2 supports crossplay
Okay.
There you go.
and couch co-op. Nice.
Oh, cool.
Not
There you
enough
go.
games have that anymore. Let's see here. Does it even have a release date? Oh, it says December 6th.
Yeah,
When
a
you Google
week
it.
from Friday.
So right around the
Mhm.
corner. It's nice.
Maybe we can get James to do a community event around it because he's got it on his wish list.
Oh. How many? That's a question. Is how many players is it?
I was just thinking the same thing. I was like, I wonder how many.
Party can consist of up to 6 players. Nice.
Okay, 6.
Nice.
It's not quite the old.
Big team battle.
Well, the Starship Troopers having 16.
Oh, it's that.
Yeah, it's not
badass. Because we can almost fill up the 16. I bet if we tried, we could. But without trying, we constantly have like 10 or 12 people with us. I just think it looks awesome. I've been wanting to play a Diablo-like game for a while. Bro, one time I was third like 20 years ago. What?
What's up, Steve?
What are you talking
Big
about?
nerds.
Oh, are they talking about football? Oh, yes. So my brother is as a matter of fact, the game my brother's playing right now is Diablo 2.
Oh, nice.
That's what he has been spending his video game time doing. Steve, Path of Exile comes out a week from Friday. It's free. You should install that when it happens. I will play that with you. Because I want to. I've been playing Cyberpunk recently because I watched Edge Runners.
I heard that was really good.
I love Edge Runners. I think Edge Runners is better than Arcane.
So you're edging? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I am an Edge runner.
Yeah, I've heard Arcane is great too, but I think season 2 just launched. I heard season 2 is not good.
Season 2 got gay.
Sounds about right.
Yeah,
I
you know what?
haven't been hearing
I was thinking about that. I was like, has Netflix ever delivered on a second season?
Narcos.
I have not watched Narcos. I was like, Daredevil season 2 was okay, not as good as the first one. I don't hate it though.
Yeah, Narcos was the only series I used to really like on Netflix.
It's a hit. It's few and far between. I mean, they have had good season 2s. I think it's just they're not that often.
The Luke Cage season 2 was trash.
Oh, it was terrible.
But a lot of freaking things do that. They have a decent or a good first season, and then I don't know how they get the wrong message from it, and they take away stuff that like I don't know if you ever seen they had this show called Harriet's Law, and it was with what's her name, a really good actress, older lady. Shit, it was decent the first season, and then the second season they changed everything that made the first season good, and started pushing messages into it and shit, fucked the whole second season. It totally imploded.
What show was that?
Harriet's Law. What's
I
her
haven't seen
name?
that one.
Shit. And they do that all the time. They just they don't take the right message away from their success in the first season, and they change shit they shouldn't, and destroy so many shows that way.
I'm sorry. I was just reading Sam's response to your Christmas gift for him. And I guess he doesn't have a working penile gland. I don't know. Maybe he can elaborate in the chat. I also sent him a link if he wanted to come hang out. But really, that's all I got for this evening.
Oh, was it Kathy Bateman?
Yeah,
Or
Kathy
Bates.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Harry's Law. That's why I couldn't find
Oh,
it.
sorry. Her name's Harriet, but yeah, Harry. Shit. Yeah, Harry's Law. Yeah. She was this like she smoked pot. She was this big time attorney who made this small little like thing that she ran out of like a shoe shop because she was tired of doing the corporate thing, and she just was like, fuck it. And she was loud and obnoxious, and it was actually a decent show. And then the second season they fucking just made it stupid.
Oh.
And she's such a good actress. It actually, like I said, she just was real well in the role.
Yeah, Shooter McGavin was in it too.
Yeah,
Shooter
in the
McGavin.
second, yeah, he plays like in love with her or something. It's weird.
Oh, weird. That is weird.
Yeah.
Someone in love with Kathy Bates. Okay. Well, gentlemen, as I was saying, that's all I got planned. It's a short week. It's the holiday week.
That is true.
You know, the topic of World War III doesn't make me really want to talk about many things, so I don't got much. How about you guys let the people know what you got going on for this wonderful week? Starting with Carl, which I don't have his link to his channel. Give me a sec while I do that.
That's fine. So I don't have really much planned tomorrow. I'm just going to be on with Neo and Jason and surprise person, maybe. I don't know.
It's probably just going to be the three of us, unless I can get a last minute sub in.
So the three caballeros. Okay. Just doing top 5 with them, and I might do a stream on Wednesday. Just talking shit stream for anyone who wants to join and talk about whatever.
How long are you going to be doing that for?
I don't know. Wednesday, it's Thanksgiving, there's Friendsgiving. Whoever wants to just come around, you can hop on. We'll talk about anything.
Okay.
Any crazy conspiracy theories, or just talk shit about, your neighbor that you hate. I don't care. I just basically feel like, it's Friendsgiving, as they would say. Me and the wife are just going to get a pizza. And then after that, I'll probably go for as long as I can.
Okay, sounds good. The reason I ask is because we have another buddy who's doing a 24-hour stream that day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know what inspired him to do it the day before Thanksgiving, but I'm going to be hanging out with him. But I'm probably going to find some time to go hang out with you too.
Yeah, well, you're on a different time zone. I would probably do it till like 8 Central.
Oh well, I took Wednesday off work, so I'm whatever time zone I want.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying I probably wouldn't start till like 8 Central my time.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so it'd be later my time. So like, yeah, if you want to stop by, just let me know. It's anyone, free, open. I don't care. I like I said, every platform is free speech as long as you don't give a shit, and that's what I always say.
This is true. This is very true. There's a lot. I notice a lot more people are treating YouTube like that.
Yeah,
which is a damn good thing.
Just have fun. This is supposed to be fun.
Yeah, trying to hide behind whatever. Like, okay, we did the Pizzagate stream on Rumble only. We did not do that on YouTube. I did make that choice.
Oh man, I could just talk so much about that whole thing too. It would be fun.
Okay, interesting.
Oh, the Jeffrey Epstein iceberg. Let's just leave it there.
Well, hopefully Trump's AG talks a big game about that Epstein list. We'll see what she actually does.
Man, they all do.
I
We're still
know.
waiting. We've moved on from Epstein. We're on to Diddy Party now. All right, let's go.
Well, I want both. I want both
Do
because
it.
I'm sure there's a lot of crossover.
Oh yeah, without doubt. Well, did you see the other? Well, no, we're ending the show.
No, you're good. Go for it.
I was just gonna say, did you see the new conspiracy theory now with like Tom Hanks and his Instagram? I guess it's just full of like little kids socks or something.
That's not new. That's been around for a while.
I've never heard that one until just recently, and I'm just like, that
I
caught
have
me off
no
guard.
idea what you're
Yeah,
talking
ask
about.
Josiah about it.
We could. You know what? We'll talk Tom Hanks on Wednesday because there's some deep rabbit holes. Look into Isaac Cappy and Tom Hanks.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
Sweet. That sounds awesome. Nerdy Neo, what have you got going on this week?
Not much this week. Yeah, the only thing else this week is, as Carl mentioned, we got the next episode of Top 5 tomorrow night, and my co-host Jason and Carl here, we're going to be ranking our top 5 favorite party members. So I screwed up, and I thought we had a fourth, and they're scheduled for next Tuesday. We're doing a top 5 next week as well. And I thought they said yes to both of them. And he's like, I didn't say I could be on tomorrow's top 5. I'm like, shoot. So if anyone wants to rank their top 5 favorite party members, let me know, because we got a slot open. So, but that'll be fun. And then next Tuesday, the one I got mixed up is December 3rd, which is the 30th anniversary of the release of the PlayStation 1. And we are ranking our top 5 PS1 games next Tuesday. So I'm taking most of December off, so I'll have a couple of streams next week. But after that, I will be not streaming much for December. But then I'll be back in January with most of my regular streams.
Very nice. I'm trying to like see if I can compile a list of companions, and I don't think I've got it. Not off the top of my head right now.
Well, if you come up with 5 and you want to join us tomorrow, let me know.
I will let you know. I will think about it tomorrow. Wait, no, shit. I can't tomorrow. I got stuff I got to do tomorrow night.
Nah, bummer.
Yeah, Neo, you really dropped the ball on this one.
I did. And I was talking to Devil before we started because I reached out to DJ Axis. He's like, sorry, I'm going to be on Devil's Get Ranked tomorrow. I'm like, dang it.
Yeah.
I also messaged him, and he said the same thing to me.
I must have got to him just before you.
Yeah, I would have if I would have realized that I'd gotten it wrong, I would have been on top of this like a week ago, but I didn't realize until today. Or last night I created the Discord group. He's like, I don't know why I'm in this group because I didn't say I could join this one. I'm like, dang it, I screwed up.
Yeah, I messaged 10 people, and they all said no.
Yeah, I sent out about 5. I think 3 people said they couldn't. One person's like maybe, and then they's like, you know what, it's not going to work. And then one person I don't think I heard back from.
Sounds about right.
But either way, even if we don't get a 4th, it'll still be fun.
Sweet. So check out Neo tomorrow for his top 5 companions, which is that's an interesting. I like that. You don't hear about that kind of that rating very often.
If it helps, it's not because when you think of like party members, you think like RPGs.
Yeah,
I did expand it a little bit so that it's not necessarily just RPGs, but like characters that may join you for a level or maybe the whole game, as long as they're like part of the gameplay and they have a name. So like someone who may like be a companion through a level of like, I don't know, like an adventure game or something that would count too.
Like the NPCs in Witcher 3 or whatever.
Yeah. So it's not just like party members on RPGs strictly, although that'll probably be what most of it is, but it is a little bit more expansive than that.
So that is tomorrow night. And then also Devil has another ranking show tomorrow night as well.
Yep.
They do a
Devil,
group rank. We do individual ranking.
Yeah.
Yes, this is true. Devil, what have you got going on?
First, Steve, you're an asshole. He says I got veto vibes tonight.
Oh, no, not Vito. Vato.
Vato.
He doesn't.
I was
know
all
who
like
Vito.
I was all, I didn't know. If I'm dressing like Vito, I got to reconsider my outfits here, man.
I haven't heard that guy's name in a while.
Yeah,
No, you're not a liberal pretending.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I did make that joke earlier.
You don't
yeah, check out Get Ranked tomorrow. We're ranking sexiest women video game characters. I've got a bunch of people coming. This is gonna be one of those lists where I'm gonna get shit no matter what I do. I know this, because can't
That's
put
why you-
every
that's
girl
why
on
you
there.
do the show, Devil. Just admit it. That's
As
why
long
you do
as-
the show.
Tosh
fair.
from Dragon Age Veilguard is at the top. I think everyone will be happy.
Well, that's not a
Shut up.
woman, so there you go.
You know what? Hold on. I've got to fix something here. We can't be having none of this shit. What were you saying, Devil?
So yeah, everyone check it out. And yeah, there's gonna be no pub this week. I figured everyone will be tired from Black Friday shopping and shit. So
No one's going Black Friday shopping.
Lara Croft, Steve. Lara, not Laura. There's no U. It's Lara.
Shut up.
she is on there. And we had to postpone the pizza battle on the pub, so don't be looking out for that. We'll have to get back to that.
Yeah, that's not till like next year.
Yeah.
I mean 2026.
And then check out, we have a new show coming up here. Me, Iron, Professor Savage, Dad. We got a couple more people we're talking to. It's going to be called Make Me a Sandwich. It's going to be a kind of a satirical, funny manosphere type thing. It's supposed to be a lot of fun, based off of the Married with Children's No Ma'am. So
There we go.
Check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of humor, and yeah.
No skirts.
Yeah, no women allowed.
Yes, no women allowed unless they're in a bikini.
Everyone
Girls on
keeps
trampolines,
pushing
baby.
for
We
that,
gotta bring
but
it back.
That was
Is
the
this gonna be
rule
the
I
new
made up.
man
You guys
show?
don't have to use it. I just think it's a smart rule.
I don't think any girls would go for it. If I thought for 2 seconds any of those girls would get in a bikini, I'd be like, hell yeah, rule in place. But
If they want to hang out, it just leans into the meme. I'm just
You
saying.
might not get quality girls. Let's just put that out there.
What are you talking about?
we got nothing but quality girls on our side.
So I guess that leaves me no weekend pregame this week because we do that show on Thursdays and there's something happening this Thursday. So we're not going to be doing that. I'll be jumping on with Adam, the Renaissance nerd, when he does his 24-hour streams. I'm probably going to join Carl here. We're going to talk about some Tom Hanks and
Whatever.
some weird stuff. Whatever he's got going on. And then probably random video game streams because I've got time. And so, yeah, there's that. That's all I got. Until next time.
Steve
Have a
is
good one.
volunteering as tribute, baby.
Mhm.
Huh? What?
Look at Steve's message.
No,
Oh,
you're not gonna wear bikini, man.
I guess. Steve's
Like I
not
said, you quality girls, you might not get them.
Well,